Hello and welcome to another Intro to Programming tutorial using Microsoft Visual Basic. In this tutorial we will going to be exploring some more examples about how you can work with Microsoft Visual Studio and develop some GUI based Visual Basic applications. So to start the process we will going to be clicking on New Project. We're going to be choosing Windows Form Applications and I'm going to be naming this. So let me call this one GUI Form 1. In one of the examples that I did earlier on, we created a login screen. So let me click OK here, and we're going to be doing a different example this time once the Microsoft Visual Studio form loads. We're going to be bringing about some of the items from the toolbox, and then we're going to be playing around with the properties. So let me bring a label, a text box, and a button. Now let's talk a little bit about the naming conventions. Microsoft Visual Basic developers, some of them, or as a industry convention, has started naming their objects with three-letter prefixes. So for example, if they have label objects, they will going to prefix it LBL. If they have text boxes, they will prefix it as TXT. If they have buttons, they will prefix them as BTN. So that way, with the help of prefixes, you can have the name of the label and name of the text box the same. Because the prefixes are different, they will going to be treated as different objects. So let's say if I want to have a label for first name, so I can call it LBL first name. Then I have a text box for first name. I can call it TXT first name. So now they're treated as different objects. And then if I have a button, I can call it BTN followed by whatever I want to use this button for. For example, if I want to process something, I'm going to call it BTN process. Now this is basically the name of the items. These are not the faces or the text values on each of the objects. So to change the text, as we've explored in the earlier tutorial, we need to click on individual items and go to their text properties. So if I go to the text property of label 1, I can basically type here that this is first name and this is process. Apart from this, we can actually also alter some of the other properties by selecting multiple items. So if I drag and draw a rectangle around these items, I can select multiple items. Then I can scroll up to the common properties like font. So if I click on the font property here, I can see all the font properties that have been assigned. So right now the size is 8.25 points. I can certainly increase it. So notice as I type a higher size, let's say 14, and press enter, the moment I press enter, you will notice everything increases in size on my form. So might have to readjust them, and especially my button. So this is how you can be controlling the properties of multiple items. I can increase their fonts. The unit of the font is point. In point system, just so that you can understand, 72 point equals 1 inch. So 36 points equals half an inch. 18 point equals 1/4 of an inch. It goes like that. 12 points equals 1/6 of an inch. Now I can make other property changes, like where it says font name, I can click there and it gives me a drop down box. I can go through the drop down box and choose a different font than what it is given to me. Like if I want to go with Forte, notice the font is shown in Forte on my form. Similarly, if I want to change the text in the title bar of the form, I can go to the text property of the form. So you have to make sure that that item is selected for which you want to change the property. So this is personal info form. So this is how you can pretty much go about changing some of the properties. If I want to change the color, let's say for the text box, I have options of changing its foreground color and background color. So if I go to the fore color and I say, okay, I want the fore color, which is the color of the text that will going to be typed in, I have options of picking system colors, web colors, and custom colors. So I can pretty much pick whatever colors I want to pick. So that will going to be treated as a fore color. And then I also have an option of picking up a back color. So if I want to pick a back color, I can pretty much go about picking up a back color as well. So if I go under custom and I say I want the back color to be of this. So you can see over here it's this color will be used as a back color. So now let's run this. So when the application is running, notice when I'm typing, the color is red, which is basically the fore color that I've picked. So these are some of the ways that you can enhance the look and feel of your application. So in this tutorial, I only wanted to talk about this concept. In the coming tutorials, we're going to talk about the action button. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.